Salutations, family. It's your boy Wavy from the West Side, and I'm back out here at the Squadron Studio in Oakland, California. And today's one of my typical solo dolo Wednesdays. Out of the week, usually I have Wednesday and Friday, which are full solo days for me. I don't have Mel, Mondo, or any other team members working with me. So I usually try to schedule specific training on these days. Either I hit like one of my like main rep spots, like the Alameda blocks, or I stay in here and I work in the studio and I work on different aspects of my game that I'm particularly like inspired to focus on, on any given day, particularly. But I kind of keep it like principled, when I'm in here training on these specific days. I train things that I'm just not finding outside easily or really at all. So usually that's when I get all of like my best swing training in, or at least just like the kind of like pre-training to the performance that I actually want to accomplish, like on like a filming day or something like that. So usually it's like Wednesdays and Fridays that I'm working on climb challenges or swing entries or swing challenges specifically. Or I'm like working out like, vault stuff over at the blocks, but it's raining today, so I'm not going to be over there. And instead, I'm going to be sticking here in the studio. Some of you guys might know already that I finally accomplished like one of my biggest dreams at Alameda Point at the blocks. I've been wanting to do like this reverse switch speed reverse combo for months, and between the wrist injury and the ankle surgery, like returning to being able to go like full on max effort and all that stuff at the blocks has been really challenging for me, specifically outside of the wrist itself, specifically on my ankle, because it's just challenging in general for me since the ankle injury, but since the surgery, since removing the bone spurs, I've gotten a bit of mobility back, and I actually can feel like stretch and tension in my Achilles. And doing the reverse combo for multiple days, going back and trying to get it accomplished, that like actually put some wear on my Achilles, and I've been feeling it for the last couple of days. So good sign, because I actually am able to experience that again, experience like stretch and load in my Achilles, like the feeling of it. But also that just means that like, I'm not trying to like push it and make it worse. So I'm going to take a break from anything like super heavy on the ankle and the Achilles. And I'm going to focus on some swing work today. No swing entries, because usually I have to run and jump or do like some sort of like wall maneuver to get into those swing entries. So I'm not going to do that today. But what I am going to do is I'm going to warm up with some light throws, and then I'm going to try to get a solid like 20 to 30 minutes in on like some big throws in here. So not my most complex stuff, but important stuff nonetheless. So, yeah. Come along on the journey with me, fam. About to get into it. So I actually don't have a lot of time to get into this session, so I'm not going to be talking too much, but I do want to actually touch on what I'm doing here from this bar to this box, and the same bar over there to that box and rail combo. So on this first drill here, I'm doing a power throw. So the focus of this is minimizing the forward and backward swing, minimizing the pendulum, so that instead of using swing momentum from the actual backswing itself, I'm just using the power and the force of my tap, the kick, and the throw off of the bar to get to the box. So this isn't a massive distance. It's about 8 feet or 8.5 feet from this bar to that box here. And then over here on this side, we got 9.5 to 10 feet to the bar. Over here, so 9.5 to the box and 10 feet to the bar, and the bar sits at like just below 4 feet. I think somewhere around like like 38 inches or something like that, and this is a 8-foot tall bar. So in this exercise, what I'm practicing is just like target practice, really. Just directing myself long and low. This is the hardest way to swing. When you have to swing to something that's far away and lower, you have to be really, really accurate, precise with your timing, body positions, and everything. So I'm gonna do a few reps of the power throw just to warm up my kick and throw, and dial that in. And then I'm gonna turn around, I'm gonna do some long, low throws for just target practice, pretty much. Yeah, these are things you guys should be doing if you're trying to up your swings. If you're trying to up your swing technique, your swing power, these are two specific drills I would recommend you guys get into. So I'm gonna get into it right now. Because I don't have a lot of time, I'm actually just gonna put 30 minutes on my timer here and just go for the duration of that 30-minute drill. And then after that, I'm done. Or I might not be, knowing myself. But based on my schedule, I should be done. Yeah. Oh no. Yeah. No. Fuck. I'll take it. So something that has been a nice lasting effect of getting the bone spurs removed from my right ankle is it's been easier to stick rail prees. Before I got that surgery, I pretty much to stick a rail pre, I had to hit it like exactly where I could balance, like from the start, like right when my feet connected to the rail, like where I could balance immediately from that point. So it was really tough. It was like more accurate than I ever had to be before. And that was just because I just didn't have the flexion in my right ankle to adjust for imbalances, or, you know, like not as perfect foot placement or anything like that, or even perfect foot placement would knock me back sometimes if I just wasn't in the perfect position to be able to like hold my balance. So having a little bit more ankle mobility and room to, like, you know, flex and wiggle around on the bar has helped me so much. It has been tremendously easier to stick rail prees. Still harder than it's ever been in my entire practice before the injury in 23. But, you know, it's whatever. It's the name of the game, is how we keep going. You know, you just adapt, and I've been adapting to injuries and alterations to my body because of injuries since 2014, when my knee injury happened at NAPC too. So, you know, it's just a part of the game, at least for me. And, you know, like, I'm down to adapt if I gotta, and I gotta if I want to be where I want to be. So I'm just happy that I actually do have like a lasting effect from the surgery that has allowed my ankle to be a little bit more flexible and malleable when I hit rail prees. So yeah, that's pretty nice. It's pretty good to be able to fight for a stick with my ankles and not so much with my entire body every time. That's really great, so I'm happy about it. But I'm about to switch up and start going for some big throws. So real quick for context, I think that since I do this swing so often and usually from a bunch of different really challenging swing entries, it might come across as if this gap from this bar to this wall here is easy for me. And although I wouldn't say that it's necessarily super hard, it does require a considerable amount of my effort. Like, I can't get away with getting up here without trying. Like, I actually do have to try. I just don't have to try as hard as I possibly can. So for context, if anybody doesn't know, it's 10 feet or 3 meters from the bar to the wall, and the raise from the bar to the top of this wall is about half of my hand. My hands are 8 inches, or a little bit longer than 8 inches from the base of my palm to the top of my middle finger. So it's a cool like 4 or 5 inches up above the bar. Pretty much, like, to give you proper context, the bar like is about here compared to the top of the wall. So yeah, do with that information what you will. There are not a lot of people who can do this swing at all. There are few. I think I could probably count on like both of my hands how many athletes can make this without having to use like an extreme technique like a full handstand cast or a giant to get up here. It's not easy for a lot of people. It is a world-class gap, and I have just been doing swings of this magnitude for many years. So this is a perfect trainer for me, but it isn't easy. There are literally some days where I'm just getting it, and I'm more unwilling to do a full cast just to make it than I am to just walk away with either a bad stick on it from the amount of cast that I know I need to get it. I'd rather do that than just overpower the challenge just to make it. So yeah, it's a big tech trainer for me, and it's a huge challenge trainer for me for swing entries specifically. It is a big swing to be doing out of any entry outside of like a regular cast or setup like that. So I'm just going to start with casts, and I'm probably going to stay there because I'm not trying to put too much pressure on the Achilles. So yeah, I'm going to get into it. I don't usually get this one first tee unless like I'm feeling really good, and I certainly am not. So I'm not expecting a first tee make, but I am going for a first tee make. So let's see what happens. Almost. Almost made it happen on the first tee, but didn't. Gonna be a tough one today. So yeah, for context, the gap from the bar here to the rail over there that I was doing earlier is the same distance as the gap from this bar to this wall. But the rail over there is lower than this box, and you can see how much taller than this box this wall is. So I don't know if that does nothing for you, but if it does something for you, good. Nice. Yes. So I got about 5 minutes left in my session. So what I'm gonna do really quickly is I'm gonna put a stack on top of this just to make the landing a little bit higher. And I'm gonna see if I can get a giant telesche up here in that amount of time. This isn't really a big enough gap to use a giant telesche. So I do have to like hold my power back a little bit, which is kind of weird, but like I've made it work. So I'm just gonna add the stack so that it's just a little easier to kind of let that power get off. And yeah, 5 minutes, see if I can make it happen. Pretty sure I can make it happen. And yeah, and we're done with the sesh. So on my first giant, I slipped off of the bar with my left hand. I need to repaint this bar because every time I've been swinging on it recently, I've been pulling off like quite a bit of the paint. I could feel it on my hands while I swing around and it makes me slip. I'm still gonna try to get it done, but I ran one back after the slip and like I felt like I was still like fighting a little bit for the grip, but I'm gonna go again, and as long as I can hold on, I'm going. My fucking watch band broke. Fuck. I don't know how this happened, but that fucked me up big time. Still went for it, but it fucked me up. As soon as I threw, I felt it and I don't know how it stayed on my wrist, but it fell off on that side. So I don't know. I'm gonna go again, and I mean, whatever, fuck it. Okay. Fucking wild. All right, well, hey, that's the video, y'all, so, all right. Damn, I can't believe that happened. All right, I'm going to the gym. Peace out, y'all. Wave you out.